Hi there, everybody, and welcome to another session in this series where I want to share some words of wisdom from some of my ex-students. Today, I'm going to talk to Anam from Burnley. She works for a German filter company, and for those of you who don't know, Burnley's up in the north of England. So, thanks very much for joining us, Anam.
Hi, Sean. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, that's fine. So, Anam was a fantastic student, and she had a great attitude to studying SBL with me. And I'm sure you know SBL is a very different subject to the more technical subjects that tend to dominate accountancy exams, and requires you to be much more applied in your thinking and, not just regurgitate facts. So, Anam did really well in her exams. She's just finishing off her tax exam. And I just wanted her to maybe share with you what she did and what tips she had. So, Anam, tell me, first of all, what tips can you give to students who are still struggling on their study journey and maybe can't even see the end of it? You're almost out of the end here. You're going to be a qualified accountant very soon. I don't think that happened by accident. It happened by your design. So let other students know what they should do.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I think in with ACCA, in order to get to the end and see the finish line, it's important that you're organized. I'd say that's the key. Ensuring, especially if you're working full time as well alongside with studying, which I assume a lot of people are, like myself. It's important that you have a clear plan of deadlines each week and what you're going to work on each day. So for myself, the way I keep myself organized is at the end of a day when I'm studying, I'll make a plan of what I want to do the next day. And usually, rather than just doing three, four questions from one area of the syllabus, I'll mix it up. I'll do a question from a different part of the syllabus. So I've got three, four that's mixed and matched. That way, I feel like my my brain retains the information better up to the exam, and I'm practicing all areas of the paper, so I'm more ready for whatever's going to come up. Because, as you know, on ACCA, in our exams, anything can come up, any part of the syllabus. And with SBL, the syllabus is quite large anyway, so there's a lot that you need to know.
Fantastic. So, top tip number one would be get a timetable. And it
Yeah.
sounds like those people who, want to go to the gym in the morning, who put all their gym clothes on the bed the night before. You actually know exactly what you're doing the next day because you've written it all out the night before. I'm going to be studying this, and the other. And you like to mix it up because that keeps your brain fresh. So yeah, fantastic. I remember you doing all the mocks and all the homeworks. Now, not all of my students always do it. They always have an excuse about their dog dying or something, but you were all submitting them, exactly within the submission window. And why do you think you did that? What helped you do that, do you think?
I feel like the reason why you've set the homework and the mocks at the specific dates is to help with our success on the exam. And the way that they've been aligned in the course perfectly brings you up right up until the exam. So you're always revising key stuff. The mocks that you provide are based on the pre-scene as well, which I think if you want to pass SBL, you need to have a brilliant understanding of the pre-scene that comes out. And I feel like your mock does exactly that. Not only the mock, even the homeworks that are set, I feel like they cover the part of the syllabus that maybe you would have struggled with or maybe you haven't covered. So that way, ensuring that my mocks and homeworks were done on time meant that I can identify any areas of the syllabus I was weak at and then practice them in the run up. That way, I felt more confident going into the exam.
So you did all the mocks, and what would you suggest to students is the best way to do the mocks?
Do the exams on the CBE platform because that's where you're going to do your actual ACCA exam. So doing it on the platform gives you a taste of how it's going to feel on the actual day, and I feel like that's the best way to prepare for the exam.
So on the course, you were happy with the course. You obviously got a good result in your exam, but what did you like about the course that worked for you?
The course was structured perfectly towards the exam. So each week, and each part of the syllabus, you would give the lectures and the tutorials, and then you'd set some homeworks and questions to attempt. I feel like that way we covered the whole syllabus, and the way it was broken down into weeks, it really helped keeping myself organized because I could plan my next day based on what I needed to do next in the syllabus and the course.
Fantastic. And just before we came on, you were also talking about how important you felt it was to manage your manager with
Yeah.
regards to study. So that really helped you. So I thought that was a really good little insight you gave. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Um, with the manager, I'm referring to the work manager. So if you're doing your course through work and you're obviously working full time like myself, like I was through the exam, I feel like it's important to have clear communication with your actual manager. Obviously, in our profession, we've got month end, so a lot of deadlines to meet. So because of that, it can be hard to cover the course according to the deadlines that are set and then do month end. And I know the pressure of that. So if you have clear communication with your manager, you can tell him, I've got this commitment, I've got this mock coming up, and you can try and set aside some time or work something out with your manager. That way you can give your full attention to your workplace and the course. And
No,
obviously,
fantastic tips. So you're not upsetting your manager. You're just being
no.
dead honest and saying, look, I've got this mock to do. We've got month end. Could I maybe do some reconciliations or something on the Thursday because I'm going to really do the mock on a Friday. And as long as you give people notice, you can work around that. So I thought that is probably one of your greatest tips in that as long as you plan ahead, you can do anything. So you do that with timetabling, you do that with how you break everything down into manageable chunks and just eat them one piece at a time. Fantastic. So no surprise that you did amazing in your exams. I mean, as I said, I don't think that's luck. I think it is engineered, and I think what I think you really did. You tell me what would be the top three things people should do then to make sure they pass their ACCA exams.
First and foremost is time management. You need to commit and or even mentally in your head prepare yourself that this is a certain amount of hours I'm going to put towards my studying. So for myself, my idea is whether I do 3 hours or whether I do one, I don't give it a break. I will constantly do something every day. That way, the information retains in my head and it's a lot more fresher. My second tip would be manage your manager. So that way, if you've got everything clear between yourself and your workplace, that relieves a whole lot of stress. So that would be the second tip. And for my last tip, I would say a lot of people work a 9 to 5 and then they try to study in the evening after work. Personally, that did not work for me. I found myself to have much better study sessions early in the morning before work. So try and get in an
Okay.
early night and
Okay.
wake up for 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I know it sounds a lot harder. I mean, it is really hard, but if you want to get through ACCA and
No, great. I mean, find your time. I mean, some people are morning people, some people are night owls.
yeah,
But find what works for you. And 4 a.m. I love that. I wonder what a lot of the other students were doing at 4 a.m. when you were studying. But you're successful, you passed all your exams, and it's no surprise. So thank you for sharing. It's always better if someone else tells people how to do it. I know I do tell them, but that sometimes goes over people's head. So amazing. And do you think ACCA is going to change your life now you're about to qualify?
yeah, definitely. Even in the workplace, I feel like I've got more of a critical head on myself. I can dig more deeper, and there's a lot more critical thinking and deeper understanding, obviously, of whatever relates. So,
Great, great. Well, thank you very much. And I wish you all the very best. And thanks for being a great participant on my courses, asking me lots of questions and pretty much doing everything I asked you to do.
that's
So,
another tip. Please make sure to ask Sean anything you're unsure about because he'll reply straight away and he'll give you the best tips. I was never left with a question unanswered because Sean was on the other end to answer it.
yeah, just to those people who don't know, I kind of run a course where people can take on board the information through online. But if they have a question about that, people WhatsApp me and I get back to them straight away, whatever, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day. So yes, That's a key thing. So it's a bit like having a teacher in your pocket, isn't it, in a
Yeah.
way?
Yeah, it's a game changer. It makes all the difference.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for that.
No
Okay.
worries.
Well, again, I want to wish you all the very best and just, people get their ACCA exams out of the way as soon as possible because, as Anam said, it will change your life.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.